What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So this is going to be another of the position tier list, and this is going to be the best small forwards tier list. So we've done point guards and two guards for this month. We've done all the positions last month, but this is going to be our small forward list for the month of October. So small forwards, I thought they were going to be a hell of a lot better than two guards, but they are. It isn't. Like, there is a few small forwards that are significantly better than all of the two guards, and then, like, at the end of the day, there are a lot of really nice power forwards in this game, but I would say small forward is one of the better positions. Actually, looking at the very best of the best, small forward is pretty good. So, in my opinion, point guards right now are the standouts. In my, best cards in the game, you got Draymond, you got Pink Diamond Steph, you got Darren Williams, you got John Stockton, you got Sleepy Floyd, Bad Steph. Like, most of the best cards in this game are point guards. Then probably it goes small forwards, actually. Yeah, this probably is the second best position after point guards now that I think about it. We're going to start off with LeBron James. And LeBron James, looking at these cards right here, he might be the worst of all of these cards. I'm going to put him worthless for now. He's bad, lads. He's bad. And, it's not like he's that much worse or that much better than the free LeBron James you got from the locker code last week. Or vinyls. They're basically the same card. One of them's a Sapphire, one of them's an Amethyst. I think at some stages here, LeBron might get a decent card. I don't like his release this year at all. It feels like last year's release on, Silver Quick Draw, which is nowhere near as good as it was last year. He also still can't shoot from the corners, so a lot of his benefits from last year, as well as the fact he could tween spam, he can't really do this year, so I'm going to have to put him worthless. Kevin Durant, D, one above LeBron. Kevin Durant's fine. It's not like Kevin Durant is this unbelievably bad card or this unbelievable card. He's fine. He shoots the ball quite well. He's got decent enough just dribbling, going to the basket. Defensively, non-existent. So this Kevin Durant is D tier. Kawhi Leonard, one ahead. Basically, he can play defense. Although I will say this, Paul George is better than all of them. Paul George, best current cards probably go Giannis, PG, Steph, Clay. They're probably the best current cards. But Kawhi Leonard is that little bit ahead of Durant. Then we got Elgin. I'm putting Elgin in A. I don't like Elgin as much as most people like Elgin. So I've used him one game as an opal on someone else's account, and he's fine. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He goes by people, gets to the basket well. His jumper's decent. He's decent. He's a good card. He's more than decent. He's a really, really good card. Is he in the best three small forwards in the game? No. He'd be very much a borderline. I might end up moving up to S at some stage, but for me right now, I'm going to put him in A. Then we got Rolando. I'm pretty sure you can't put clamps on Rolando, but he's okay. Shoots the lights out, better than KD. It's a tough one. Rolando C. Brian Russell, very similar to Kawhi Leonard C, although Rolando is better than both of these. Reggie Williams, a slight upgrade on Brian Russell. Reggie Williams is basically Brian Russell with quick first step. I do really like both of them though. Brian Russell is better pre-stick patch. Now we got Kelly, sniper, Sean Elliott, sniper. They don't do it. These guys are snipers but don't do anything else. Sean Elliott and Kelly Tripucka will hit shots if they're open, and they'll hit shots at a really, really high rate. They just don't play any defense. So for that reason, these guys are both in C tier. For me anyway, again, this is one of those situations where it's some people can get away without using guys with clamps. Some people can get away with using Allen Houston. But the way I play the game, I have quick first step on all five of my players. The only player on my starting lineup that does not have quick first step is Paul Pierce. And Paul Pierce has got the Pro A tween, so I can just tween by people anyway. So I've got a full quick first step lineup most of the time when I'm on the floor, so I'll just blow by anybody. So not having clamps is much bigger negative if you're playing me than anyone else. So for example, if I see someone running Rolando, Sean Elliott, or Kelly, I will just run by them with whoever they're trying to guard. There is no way they can manipulate matchups and keep these guys on the floor against the way I play the game. If you're playing against a guy who's running Ray Allen or who's running an Allen Houston, you can get away with Kelly and Sean Elliott. You can get away with those guys. But if you're playing against me with my two-headed monster point guards, with my quick first step Michael Cooper, with my quick first step Draymond at center, yeah, you're gonna have a bad time no matter what way you try to match up if you're using a non-clamps player. Just for that reason, Mark Aguirre, non-clamps and can't shoot, D tier. I know that there's certain people that are really good in the post that can dominate with Aguirre. I'm not one of them, and I can guarantee you most people aren't. Then we have Purvis. Purvis is fine. He can dunk quite well. Purvis short lob cheese from 2K19 or from 2K20 is not really a thing. Bernard King. Bernard King doesn't do anything. He doesn't really play defense. Doesn't really shoot the ball. Well, he dunks kind of well. That's about it. Kenny Walker. I mean, I don't really like him. He's not a great card, but he's going D tier. He's not quite worthless. I mean, he can give me a little bit more than what LeBron can give you, but not much. He'd be very, very close to being moved down that tier. Not him. Moved down into the worthless tier. Corey Maggette. Corey Maggette's really good in terms of like shooting, but he doesn't have range, doesn't have clamps. Again, unplayable if you're playing against someone running quick first step, a bunch of quick first step guys. As well as that, doesn't shoot from range, so it's not like you can use him like he's not in Houston. If he could shoot from range, though, he'd be pretty decent. Then we got Scotty, wherever Kawhi Leonard is, Scotty is. Or not Larry, Scotty. Scotty's wherever Kawhi is. Oh, we've had a lot in C tier. We've an awful lot in C tier. But Scotty can't play offense. Defensively, though, he's fantastic. Just because, and he's slow. He's a 70 speed. For the speed reason and the quick first step, I will put Reggie Williams over him. Heck, actually, Reggie Williams is just objectively better. Tiny bit worse than Scotty on defense. Way better on offense. But yeah, Scotty's going this tier. Larry's going A tier. I much preferred Larry maybe 2 weeks ago than I do now. Because, again, you can now just put a whole quick first step lineup on the floor. And while Larry does have silver clamps, he can't really guard anybody because, again, you can just run around him. That's kind of the problem with certain cards. Like, if they're slow, or like if they don't have clamps, you can run through them, and if they're slow, you can run around them. So that's why with Larry, I've just started running around him. The only person that Larry, if you're playing against me, the only person Larry can match up to is Pierce. And a lot of the time, I will just then start using Pierce in like picking rolls, picking pops, just to try to get the switches, and Larry kind of does struggle against a faster player. He's also kind of slow on offense, not great on the basket, but he's a sniper. He's one of the best shooters in the game. He belongs just off that top tier, but he's A tier. Then we got Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson is... I don't know. He's definitely not S. He's one of these two tiers. I'm going to put him in... Because like he's a really good defender. Like really, really good defender. Can shoot the ball quite well, but can't from deep. No quick first step. I'm going to put him in B. I'm going to put him in B, but that's kind of a harsh B. Then we got Sean Marion down here with LeBron James and worthless. Absolutely awful. Jamal Wilkes is very similar to like a Brian Russell type player. He's very similar to Kawhi, actually. Sorry, that's a better option. That's a better comparison. And he's very similar to Scotty. I think Jamal Wilkes is better than Scotty. I'm pretty sure even stats-wise, Jamal Wilkes is better than Scotty. Jamal Wilkes is like Scotty, but fast. So for that reason, he's going C tier. This Kawhi is going C tier as well, but on the lower end of C tier. The two of these guys, two Kawhis are... I don't notice the difference. I really don't. Like I was trying to give a reason for one Kawhi over the other, but having used both of them, they feel the exact same. Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza's going B. He's like worse Richard Jefferson. So Richard Jefferson, I might end up moving him up to A, but Trevor Ariza is better in my opinion than all these guys in C tier. He's got bronze clamps, which I get it is not unbelievable, but it means you can't run through him, and he's fast enough so that it feels a little bit better in bronze clamps. He's also got a really nice release and really good jump shot. Then we got Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom, I don't like Lamar Odom. I'm going to say this right now. I do not like this card. But because he's 6'10", you can play him at power forward. He's good at the power forward position. I will say that. His release is meh. Like, not good at all. I don't know what they did to Aldridge's release this year, but it's at best meh. Maybe even bad. But he gets no badges. He gets no range. He gets no clamps. Again, if you're running him against me, I'm running by him for the entire game. So, Lamar Odom is he's just okay. He is just okay in this game. I don't think he's awful. Do not think he's great. Then we have got Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala is, again, Iggy, Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Wilkes, Brian Russell, Kawhi, Scottie Pippen. They're so similar. They all do the exact same things. It's literally preference. Iggy's got, I think, the best jump shot of them all, but again, it is so close that it's literally preference between all these. Then we got PG. Is PG S or is PG A? I really like Paul George. I'm going to put him A for now. Might move him up. He might be moved up. But big problem, he does not get range extender. But he does have a great behind the back and is a great defender. Robert Reed, D. He's bad. He's bad. I'm just going to say that right now. And then Kevin Durant. This is another really close one. Does Kevin Durant go into A or does he go into S? I like KD. I don't love KD. I'm going to put him A. His release is better this year than last year. I will say that much. Defensively, he's okay. Offensively, he's very good. But, like, I just think there's some better cards. I think there is a difference between him and the top tier players. As well as that, now Rich Jefferson's looking a little bit more in place in B tier. He's going A. Latrell Sprewell's going A. If you guys have used Latrell Sprewell, you know how good this dude is. Latrell Sprewell's release, I don't know what, they give him base 4. Base 4 this year has to be one of the best releases I've used. It has to be one of the best I've used. I was shocked at how good base 4 felt on Latrell Sprewell. And the Pro 1 behind the back, got good dribble animations. Big thing, he comes with goal clamps, he can get goal range. So it has a massive, massive thing with Latrell. Yeah, he's definitely the best of all these. He's definitely the best of all these. This is a controversial one, and there is an asterisk on this card. No badges, Steven Jackson is C tier. Fully badged up, Steven Jackson is S tier. Steven Jackson can get gold range extender, goal quick first step, and goal clamps. If you can get all of those upgraded for Steven Jackson, heck, if you can get gold range, silver clamps, silver quick first step, he's still a S tier card. He's also got the Curry slide and one of the best releases in the game. He has Rudy's release, as well as that, he has got the Curry slide, which is the most overpowered dribble move in the game. Heck, you can just spam Curry slides and eventually just get open most of the time. Like Steven Jackson, he's also got Pro 8, so even if you don't put quick first step on him, if you can time your single Pro 8 tween right, you're still going to blow by most people, even with clamps. You're going to like glitch right through them with the dribble glitch from last year. He's quality. He's absolutely quality when badged up. But there is an asterisk there because without badging, Steven Jackson's C tier. But with badges, Steven Jackson's S tier. It's just the badges. It's just the badges. Then we got Jamal Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn's B. I've actually used him. I thought he was going to be awful stats wise. He's not good, but he's not awful. His jumper is cash. I don't know what jump release he actually has, but it's cash. Whatever it is cash. Then we have got Dominique Wilkins. Dominique is going right up here in S tier. Dominique, again, not the greatest jump shot in the world. Not a terrible jump shot. Base 8 is not as bad as it was last year, but it's not great. He can get clamps, he can get range, which is massive. He can also get quick for step as far as I know. But those badges, with his really nice stats, he's the best purchasable pink diamond in the game. I don't think it's particularly close. You can argue that he's the best guy to play at the 2 guard position. I personally think using a D-Will or a Steph is better at the 2. But if you want to use a little bit more height, it's one of these 2 guys. It's one of Dominique or Latrell Sprewell. These guys are the 2 best guys to at the 2 guard position. Then we've got Jimmy. Jimmy is in this exact same category as Iguodala, Scotty, both Kawhis, Jamal Wilkes. They're all basically the same cards. And then, to be fair though, this section here is either defensive guys that can't play offense or offensive guys that can't play defense. Brian Russell might actually be the best of all these cards, not gonna lie. And then we're on to our last 3. First up, Kukoc. Kukoc is in the offensive players that can't play defense. I hate Kukoc. I would put Kukoc down here, but at the end of the day, he's not horrendous, especially with the stick patch. I just cannot get used to his release of the button. But you can actually argue Kukoc up here and Kukoc in the same level as a Lamar Odom, but I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't say that because Lamar's behind the back. But yeah, I think Kukoc belongs here in C tier. And then we're on to our last 2. So first up is a no-brainer S tier in Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce with the Pro A tween, in my opinion, one of the easiest releases to green in this game. Maybe it's just because I've used them a lot, as well as that gold clamps. Just overall fantastic at everything in game. And now this is the last player. A player that would not make my squad. If he could play center, he would. who will not make my squad, but he's S tier. He does not fit my playstyle, but that doesn't matter. Giannis is objectively one of the best cards in the game. Giannis can shoot a tiny bit from the corners. He's also got a really nice hop step, can still dominate going to the basket. You can put quick first step on him. Dunks on everybody. One of the best, if not the best defensive card in the game. If you can put pick dodger on him, he's literally the best on-ball defender in the game. Like, Giannis is one of the best cards in the game. Does not fit my playstyle. So, the way I like to play the game, again, actually, to be fair, if I'm playing Draymond at center, he could play as my primary ball handler, but that kind of takes away from Darren Williams and Stockton, who I like to use as well. But Giannis, although he does not fit my playstyle, is without question S tier and in that top 5. So anyway, that's the video. Like, I think you can actually make a case for any of these guys going up and maybe Jackson going down. You can make a case for all these guys going up a tier. For me anyway, S tier and A tier are really close. And then I think there is a little bit of a gap. Like, I think the gap between Paul George and Richard Jefferson is quite big. And then Richard Jefferson is the best by a mile in B tier. It's like, I think these 9 are significantly better than the rest. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.